the court. They are the number 4 seed, and they will be facing a UCLA team who finished second in the Pac-12 with a spot in the regional final up for grabs. Minnesota is already there. They took down Baylor in 5 sets. It was a tough match for Minnesota, but they survived, they advanced, and we will see them on Saturday. But who will they face? Courtney Lyle alongside the head coach of the gold medal winning U.S. women's national team, Karch Kiraly. And we're getting to see the number 4 seed in this tournament, Wisconsin, who has been very well tested this year in the Big Ten.
They sure have won the Big Ten yet again, and they have so much experience and maturity that has helped them through. A couple of tough losses to Purdue, but a very, very tough team. Well-earned number 4 seed in this overall NCAA tournament.
And you can't miss Dana Redke on the floor, 6'8", and has so much power and a great skill set.
Yep, and she can hit behind the setter, hit in front. She puts her height to use blocking, but this is her bread and butter, just launching on that 1-foot approach slide attack. She's got that great connection. 5 seasons playing with her setter, Sydney Hilly, who has now won 3 Big Ten Setter of the Year awards.
I think she is her Sydney, for sure. A 2-time first-team All-American. Yeah, this connection is almost automatic. You rarely see any mishaps between this pair, which makes them so dangerous, and UCLA's defense is going to have to be ready for that. Look, Wisconsin has power, but guess what? UCLA's got some pop, too, on the outside for Mac May.
Yes, she does. She can just rush the heat, and not only does she do it from the front court, but the back, but that's a shot, that sharp cross court that we saw Wisconsin preparing for yesterday, just like we saw UCLA preparing to send 2 blockers on Dana Redke. But if it gets past those blockers, Zoe Fleck, 2-time now Pac-12 Libero of the Year, has done a wonderful job for them, both in first contact when the other team's serving, her serve reception, and of course on defense.
First swing comes from Devin Robinson for Wisconsin. Sydney Hilly with the dump, and there's Zoe Fleck right away, the libero for UCLA. Lauren Barnes on the other side in that libero jersey for the Badgers.
Oh, the kick.
The kick save. Yes, it is legal. And that's going to be a double contact called on Devin Robinson. But that's just the first rally, and we're seeing scrappy play.
We're in for a long one. That'll be fun. This is legal. You can now touch the ball. You might not you couldn't used to do that, but you can touch the ball with any part of your body, so a kick keeps it alive.
Service error by Mac May. Look, she is one of their best servers. Wisconsin will be tested with her serve tonight.
Yep, she routinely gives opposing passers trouble, serves them out of system close to 60% of the time, so breaks down their offense. Alon
McCall. And Alon McCall, the transfer from TCU, she was kind of banged up her last season for TCU, so we really only saw her play back row, but she has brought every aspect of her game to Westwood.
And she's been really impressive earlier in the season when they had Charity Looper playing, that she was playing the opposite position. Now she's playing back on the left as an outside hitter.
We do expect to see Charity Looper a little bit, but only in the back row as they're slowly trying to bring her back. There's Anna Dotson out of the middle for the Bruins.
Yeah, but Bruins are going to be happy to get some production from her. They're a fairly left side dominant team with Mac May and Alon McCall, and so getting some extra production from their middles is going to spread things out.
Dana Redke, a 4-time first-team All-American.
Chance to get a 5th next week when they announce the awards, but that is the set and the swing that we've seen that pair, that setter and that hitter, execute so well for 5 long years or 5 long seasons in their career.
Anna Dotson, that's a couple of times we've already called her name. Out of the middle, she leads UCLA in hitting percentage, hitting .343.
Yeah, come back from actually a second ACL injury on the same one, and there's Charity Looper, who has come back after missing a number of critical matches late in the season to now be able to play in the backcourt for them.
Jade Demps, they will use her frequently out of the back row.
Yeah, and the reason why they want to do that is, you see, she's going to be one-on-one. UCLA has to honor the slide of Dana Retke. They're going to send a blocker with her every time, and then that just spreads things out, creates new openings to attack.
Shelby Martin goes to Alon McCall, off the block and out. 2 kills for Alon McCall.
She goes high hands. You don't want to go into Dana Retke's elbows or into her armpits. That's going to be a stuff. But going high hands is a smart way to go.
That'll be a service error. This UCLA team, they finished second in the Pac-12. They were perfect at home. 12-0. Their last 21 matches, it's been 13 sweeps, but 8 5-setters.
You know, and we saw them just put the hurt on Washington. And when they did that, they were actually tied, and so they put themselves a game ahead in the Pac-12 standings. They had a chance to win, but then playing without Looper at all, they lost a couple and lost the lead back to Washington. Of course, Washington going to battle Big 12 champion Texas in not too long from Austin.
Mac May with the kill. You mentioned Looper. What's the difference you see in UCLA now that Charity Looper is only playing in the back row?
Well, getting her on the court is huge. Coach Michael Sealy said, look, you can't replace her with just one person. She does so much for us. What nice hustle there by McCall. But Looper does so much for them. Steady, tough player. Oh, I love McCall laying it out again. Looper brings so much to them, anchors their team, that they're very happy to have any time. They would love to have her in the front court. Even Wisconsin coach Kelly Sheffield talked about how Looper was probably on a path to win National Freshman of the Year. But having her on the court at least half the time is a big help to the Bruins.
Shelby Martin forces it over onto Julia Orzol. Just wide. She's a standout freshman playing in one of those outside hitting positions for Wisconsin out of Poland.
Yeah, and she's one of those players that Coach Sealy of UCLA called kind of beachy cagey. They work the ball around, and she was just trying to hit a kind of a beachy cagey shot there, but missed it by a few inches.
Devin Robinson with the tip.
Ooh, man, very inside on that set. Tough to take a swing on.
And Njai can't. That's okay. They step up and get the block. Francesca Lupe.
And we saw UCLA working on dropping into the angle on those left side hitters from Wisconsin. Saw them working, having some coaches hit at them in training just yesterday afternoon.
Tough first contact for Wisconsin. Mac May. We're going to have several Mac attacks today.
Yes, we will, and especially when they run off a free ball. Watch how fast this set is. Very low. It doesn't even get above the height of the antenna. Why do you do that? You don't want to give opposing blockers, especially a middle blocker, time to do that. Oh, what a great chase by Barnes.
Njai. No touch point, Wisconsin.
That's another thing we saw yesterday. UCLA trying to work on that connection between setter Martin and Njai. And they had everything set up for an easy point, UCLA did. But this slight misconnect goes long, point Wisconsin.
Julia Orzol back to serve. Njai can't find an opening on the left side either. Hello, block. Anna Schmreck is there.
Kelly Sheffield said, you know what? When she's 6'9", she makes hitters think a lot. She does more than that. She stuffs the ball a lot.
We can't confirm it because there's no way to look it up, but we believe she is the tallest player in NCAA history at 6'9". Grace Wilberg.
Another player who's been doing great things for Wisconsin for a very long time. And I like how she worked when she came down from the block. She used her turn and run footwork to get herself off the net in a better swing.
3 straight points for the Badgers. Devin Robinson unloads. Alon McCall is there.
Njai's not working to get off the net at all. She has to turn and run. Wow, Robinson in the opposite, turning and running, getting a great transition swing.
Hey, you think the crowd liked that one? It got loud in here. Schmreck. McMay, right pin.
2 great digs in this rally by Hilly.
And that hit the antenna. Point Wisconsin.
Wow, that defense by setter Sydney Hilly from right back. She was not fooled at all early in that rally as Shelby Martin tried to set one over.
5-0 run for the Badgers. Stopped! UCLA had subbed in Allison Jacobs, but still no room to work. It is 6 straight points for Wisconsin, and the fieldhouse's roof is about to pop off. Jade Dimps is part of that. They'll bring her in the back row and use her as an attacker back there. Number 15 in white. Hilly calls on Loberg. Through the block, Grace Loberg.
Yeah, that's a combination that's worked together for a long time also. Loberg, a fixture with this Badger team. Yet another player. They've gotten close. They made the final in 2019, the semifinal last spring. They are hungry to get over the top and win Kelly Sheffield in this Badger program an NCAA title.
Yeah, they were the number 1 seed last year, lost in the semifinals to Texas, who went on to lose to Kentucky in the national championship match. But Kelly Sheffield has done a great job at Wisconsin. They just haven't, they've been so close, but haven't been able to get that national title. Redke gets a touch.
Yep, and you can see 2 blockers. UCLA dedicating 2 people, and they still can't slow Redke down. Very tough. And remember, 2019, they made the national championship match, but then Stanford, behind Catherine Plummer and crew, just went to demolish them for a 3rd title in 4 years.
Yeah, this Wisconsin team started out 8-0. Their first loss was to Maryland. They have 8 ranked wins, including 2 wins over Minnesota, who, if they win this match, they would face in the regional final on Saturday. Overpass. Anna Dotson, yes!
You know, that's not always a play that middles take care of. It's 90% of a point, but sometimes people hit in the net. I loved how aggressive she was. Dotson was on taking care of that ball and putting it to the floor.
Orjol. McMay.
Oh, Hilly thought she'd have Demps there.
They get a lucky break as the swing is long from UCLA.
Yeah, because often Hilly does love to set Demps down the middle. You could call it a pipe, down the pipe or the bick, but that time Demps was in right back. Misconnection and miscommunication.
Izzy Ashburn subbing in to serve for the Badgers.
This is one of Wisconsin's best servers. They love having her at the line and causing trouble, giving them an easy chance for a point.
Devin Robinson tips over the block. Zoe Fleck flying in. Swing is wide from Charity Looper out of the back row.
Yeah, misconnect there. You know, when you're hitting that slide, you've got to remember there's a really good defensive player in front of you. the
Yes.
the libero, and Zoe Fleck made that look easy. That was not an easy play, but if you're going to tip, you got to keep it away from the best defensive player.
That's a rare miscue by Zoe Fleck, and a tough serve coming from Izzy Ashburn. UCLA calls timeout. Wisconsin used a 7-0 run earlier on in this set. They are up 19-14, 3 straight points, and we've already seen the firepower as multiple players with kills early on in this match. Well, Saturday afternoon on ABC and the ESPN app, the 5th annual Never Forget Tribute Classic features the 3rd-ranked UConn women taking on UCLA at 1 Eastern. The second game from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey has number 15 UConn men squaring off against St. Bonaventure at 4 Eastern on ESPN2. That's coming up Saturday. And McMay couldn't handle the pass. It's an ace for Sydney Hilly. Everything going Wisconsin's way.
Sure is, and every setter has the capability of having a great serve. That helps you score so many points when you can stress. Oh man, there's a miss. Stress the other team with your serve.
And Francesca Alupe into the net. Wisconsin 2 points from taking the opening set. Overpass. Orjol. Was she in the net? Seeley's not going to challenge. It is set point Wisconsin. Hilly saves it. Yulia Orjol. Kill for McMay, her 5th. Second set point, Wisconsin. Robinson out of the middle, and Wisconsin takes the opening set 25-16. Championship Regional Finals. That's the round of 8. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Courtney Lyle, Karch Karai with you. 6 different players for Wisconsin have 2 kills. That's a balanced attack. And Alon McCall starts things off with a kill for UCLA. Look, Kelly Sheffield didn't set out the season to play this exact lineup in these spots, but hey, I think I would take it. It's working well.
It sure is, and what a nice job he and his staff have done adjusting. They did not plan for Danielle Hart to get injured and lose what they projected as a starting middle, but there is Smurek in the middle, so she plays the front court part of that position. Some middle, some opposite, and then Jay Dims comes in the backcourt. And between the two of them, they already have 4 kills in that opposite position. Finding an answer that's bringing out the best in all the Badgers.
Bump set to Loberg. Oh, and a net violation on UCLA. Wisconsin went on a 7-0 run in that first set, and UCLA couldn't recover.
Yep, and UCLA, that was in rotation 1. Here's the net from the block. Dodson getting a little too excited, but UCLA had their setter in right back, what we call rotation 1, and they gave up 7 straight points. They just got stuck. So this game, they've avoided and have not had that rotation yet, but they're still behind to start. This 6'8", 6'9", where do you go on that?
Is that a coach's dream for a block?
That's a tough one. When they set up the block in a good spot, it makes not only the hitter's job tough, but the other 4 players, their defensive assignments are so easy. They're just like, okay, nothing's tough going to come my way.
Hilly with the one-handed set. It helps. She's so familiar with that connection.
It sure does. She knows Dana Redke is going to be there. Really nice save by Hilly. That pass was too close. You know it's too close when she can't put 2 hands on the ball.
Sydney Hilly, the 3-time Big Ten Setter of the Year. An all-region selection as well. Shelby Martin goes Mac May out of the back row and hits the scoreboard, but it came down on the same side, so that ball was still live.
You can play it, but it is tough to play the carom off the scoreboard. The dig was going to be great until it hit that. And Hilly was ready to run her offense, but then all of a sudden she wasn't sure who was supposed to play it.
McCall puts up a nice ball. Dana Redke off of 1 foot. Her 5th kill.
And what's so tough about this is the UCLA middle, Dodson. She ran a slide, so she ends up outside the court over by the second referee. And that leaves Redke 1-on-1. Got to try to get 2 blockers up against her, but there was just no time for Dodson to get back into position.
Dana Redke, their kills per set leader, hitting percentage leader, blocks and blocks per set leader. She's averaging 4.1 blocks per game to go along with her 3.4 kills per set. Kelsey Compo in on the serve for the Bruins. Cannon of an arm. That's a freshman.
They were so happy to finally have her arrive. She wasn't able to do that official visit all the way from Poland. The whole team went to welcome her at the airport.
Yeah, they had just finished practice. Julia Orzel knew that she was missing that practice. She was so excited to get there and be a part of the team. And so Kelly Sheffield took the entire team to the airport, rented a trolley, and then they went to dinner.
What a great welcome for her. And she has been not the most efficient hitter, but she just sees the game so well. Her experience, even at the young age she sees the game and makes good plays. When you have to make those first touches, defensive plays, everything else. Ooh,
and they let that ball fall. But going back to Julia Orzel, the first time she came in contact with this Wisconsin program, to come play here, Cart, she was excited to experience her first American football game. She said, I didn't know the rules, but I just wanted to experience it.
And who knew that would turn into a recruiting trip, and here she is playing a few years later and being what Coach Kelly Sheffield talks, their glue player. He just says she has a lot of moxie, huge smile every time they're training, loves the game, and has really, the team has taken to her, and she's helped them so much this season.
There's her at her first football game, and what a luxury to have so many great veteran players to learn from, too. Service error for UCLA, an easy point for Wisconsin. They took that opening set 25-16, hit 333 to start the match.
And here is that rotation that UCLA got stuck in. It's the first time they're doing it in this set number 2. Setter in the right back. Let's see if they can get any more success.
Shelby Martin still had to move, and that was Charity Looper taking that swing. Out of the front row.
In the front row. Surprise. We were thinking she might only be back row. What they're doing is leaving her in to help that rotation. and keeping her away mostly from blocking duties. And so now they can get out of that rotation that got them so stuck before.
Orjol. Yulia Orjol with her 4th kill.
Using the equipment. UCLA made a good decision. She didn't have a great swing. She had to approach backwards for that, so the blockers dropped off. But the trouble is, when it trickles over the net, there's not enough defenders to help.
Alon McCall. She has been pretty consistent over there. No attacking errors. That's her 4th kill.
Yep, and she's such a nice all-around player. When Looper was healthy, they could pass with any 3 of 4 very solid serve receivers.
Devin Robinson stuffs McCall and Dodson there.
And this is a rotation for Wisconsin where they have their opposite, technically their opposite, Smrek hit it quick, and then their middle, playing middle this season, Robinson hitting more of an opposite set.
They'll go back to Robinson. And Zoe Fleck, it was a great hustle, just couldn't get there in time to get it up.
That's something that setters are going to look to do. If they want to show one of their hitters trust in them, maybe the hitter hits out, gets blocked, they'll look to repeat and give her another chance right off the bat.
That violation on Wisconsin. Charity Looper back in the game on the back row to serve for UCLA. We just saw her take a swing out of the front row, kind of a surprise. They've been working her back slowly from injury. She missed all of November. Dana Redkey.
And the reason that play works so well is there's just not much service pressure from UCLA. So watch this perfect pass from Loberg. Sydney Hilly doesn't even have to move to set that ball and run her offense. Very little trouble caused by the UCLA servers so far. So even if their offense is working, they're making their job really tough to score because the offense of Wisconsin is even better at .442 right now.
On the season, Wisconsin hitting .296. They're undefeated when they hit over 300. And that's Orjol was struggling on the pass, more service pressure.
That's the first true service pressure we've really seen in most of this match from UCLA. That's what they're going to need to reduce the options and take somebody like Dana Redkey out of the attack for Wisconsin. This time, Redkey is available.
Free ball back to Wisconsin. Redkey on the slide. And UCLA has made a setting change as Kate Lane is in setting right now for the Bruins.
And my guess is she might play some front row. I think she's a little stronger as a blocker in the front row. I would expect Martin to come back in once. And they go at Orjol again and get another ace off her. I would expect them to maybe share the setting duties for UCLA. More strength blocking in the front court.
It's a 4-0 run for UCLA as they have gone after the freshman Yulia Orjol. Barnes steps in front of her and takes that. Net violation on the Bruins.
Yeah, it looks like Martin stepped out temporarily. She's back on to run the offense. Boy, that's so frustrating if you're a Bruin fan. Get a great dig from Zoe Fleck, but the block touched the net, negates the play.
pass by Looper. And Mac May's able to tool the block. She's in double figures with 10.
Yeah, they like that matchup. She can swing the line more, even though we saw in the highlights before the game her hitting cross court. She doesn't want to challenge Dana Redke cross court at 6'8". She wants to go at Sydney Hilly, a much better matchup, so that's why they're feeding her.
And Mac May, what a feeling that's got to be to stop Dana Redke.
Huge move by Mac May. Watch, she's going to go all by herself. And that's what often happens. There's just not enough time for a middle to get there. And so Mac May's primary job is to focus on Redke. Nice up.
Oh, Alon McCall, love her back row play.
Another up by McCall.
And Mac May stopped at the net. Dana Redke answering. Wisconsin handily took the first set, 25-16. This has been much closer. UCLA putting on more service pressure here in set 2. All by herself.
Well, those left side blockers don't normally get the better of good slide hitters, but we saw it first from Mac May on one side, and then Orjol. What a nice move. Again, one-on-one, so you have to choose. You can't take everything. She chose cross court, made the right choice.
And Mac May just missed, just a tad wide on the tip. May the bump set to Alon McCall and got on top of the ball.
Well, it starts with the tough serving of Izzy Ashburn. She's probably their best server, knocks people out of system about 60% of the time. Now UCLA is adjusting its reception pattern, taking Mac May out, trying to get something where they can run their offense better. And even that one's no good. 20 feet off the net. Easy play for Wisconsin.
Zoe Fleck out of nowhere. I think Fleck's got superpowers. Mac May off hands.
And you notice she chooses the hands of Sydney Hilly down the line, not the hands of Robinson at the net. Good choice when you have two blockers who are distinctly different in their efficiency.
When Orjol busts out the heavy arm, it gets loud in here.
And again, UCLA leaving Looper in the front court. That didn't seem to be a part of the plan yesterday, but Orjol bringing heat.
Yeah, Charity Looper, number 3 in blue. She's on the left pin right now. Mac May swinging on the right. She's got her 12th kill.
And Coach Seeley just told Imam Njai we're going to bring somebody different in, and they're going for a little extra on the blocking.
And that's Lexi Hadrich, number 12 in blue, has entered the match for the first time for UCLA. Devin Robinson off of 1 foot.
She's such a versatile player over there. She can hit off 1 foot. She can hit off 2 feet. She was ready to play opposite this season. Now she's playing middle. So impressed with how she's crushing all the roles they're giving her as responsibilities.
And she came in as a freshman. They played her on the right side. She had never played on a pin before. Now she can move all over. Net violation, UCLA.
Next thing, she'll learn to pass next summer and come back as an outside.
Hey, you never know. Don't count it out. Wisconsin leading here in set 2, 20-17. Timeout is called. We will have a Saturday afternoon college basketball doubleheader for you with number 8 Kansas hosting Missouri at Allen Fieldhouse. That's at 3:15 Eastern, 2:15 Central. Then old school rivals square off in South Bend. Number 10 Kentucky taking on Notre Dame. They've split the last 6 matchups dating back to 2004. Both games on ESPN and the app. One tap.
Combination, and still UCLA keeping it relatively close considering that they're getting so out efficient on offense.
One McCall off the block. Zoe Fleck. It was touched, point UCLA. I'm amazed. I could just watch Zoe Fleck highlights all day. And Kelly Sheffield is going to challenge this. Looking for a touch. There was a touch called originally.
Yeah, you're right. Fleck has the green light to take a ton of those plays, especially what you would call a block deflection with some air under it. She's going to be the person who makes the best contact to set up their offense.
So this will be the first challenge used by Wisconsin. Even if they win this challenge, they will still lose it and go down to 2 challenges remaining.
Yeah, and it was wise of Kelly Sheffield. The players who are blocking know best. So he asked both players, did you touch it? And they both said, no, I did not. So it's worth a try. It looks like it went actually between blockers rather than touching hands.
They use the experimental challenge rule in Pac-12 and Big Ten play where you get 2 challenges and you get to keep it if you're right.
Sorry, I was wrong. That went around.
Yeah.
But also definitely did not look like it touched any part of Smrek.
They just showed it on the video board inside UW Fieldhouse too.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a pinky move there. But both Smrek and, of course, Robinson, who's not close to the ball, they both answered Coach Sheffield and said, no way did we touch that.
Well, hey, while they look at this, I want to remind you that Saturday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app will have the 87th annual Heisman Trophy ceremony. The 4 finalists, Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. I think he might be the front runner after his SEC championship game performance. Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud, Pitt quarterback Kenny Pickett, Michigan defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, 2011 Heisman winner Robert Griffin III will announce the winner. That is on, it's hard to tell.
Not seeing a net from that angle. Again, we're not sure. We've gotten the report yet as to what they're challenging, but that would be my guess.
Yeah, so they are looking at the net.
Okay. Didn't see one on that action, but of course there were other net actions during that rally.
And also, this is a good opportunity for Michael Sealy to regroup his team. He doesn't have any timeouts left in this set.
Yeah.
You get 3 challenges in the postseason. UCLA has stayed in this second set. It helped early on. They put more service pressure on Wisconsin. But Wisconsin is hitting .429.
And you look at the distribution. UCLA so dependent on Mac May. Good reason why. 12 kills. Meanwhile, Wisconsin hitters 3 kills. 3, 4, 5, 5, and 6 for Retke.
Yeah, still not seeing Wisconsin in the net right now. All kinds of challenge dances while we wait.
Now they're going really old school to the Macarena.
Hey, I want to tell you about the lineup that we have for you on Saturday while you watch the Macarena. At 3 Eastern, New Pacific on ABC, the 26th MLS Cup features the Timbers taking on NYCFC at Providence Park. At 8 Eastern on ESPN, it's the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Our ABC NBA Saturday primetime matchup has Steph and the Warriors squaring off against Joel Embiid and the Sixers. And then at 10 Eastern, UFC 269 is on ESPN Plus pay-per-view with 2 title fights. They've got the lights out, the music on while we wait as they take a look at this to see if anyone was in the net.
What a great atmosphere in here. This is an awesome place for volleyball in general and for regionals in particular.
Wisconsin has been top 3 nationally the last 20 seasons in attendance. They're second this year, averaging over 7,500 fans per match.
And they had to keep opening up more and more of the upper stands because they had no more room down below.
We're not done after this match. There's a couple more matches on deck. Down in Austin, that's coming up next. Washington and Texas, followed by Illinois and Nebraska. Those are the 2 matches that will cap us off on a day where we're sending teams to the round of 8. Already Minnesota has punched its ticket to the regional final. They got a win earlier here in Madison, Wisconsin over Baylor in 5 sets.
What an impressive performance by the Golden Gophers, too. They were struggling to get production. The challenge was not honored, and the block stands. But Minnesota struggling to get production from their star opposite, Big Ten Player of the Year, Stephanie Samity, and their left sides come through, Jenna Winnis and Heidi Miabe, to help them close it out. It was not looking good as they were down late in the 4th set.
Came back to win the 5th set, 15-10. An ace for Orgeau. It is set point Wisconsin. 6 straight points for the Badgers. McMay with the tip out of the back row. Grace Loberg. Oh, Lauren Barnes tried. It'll still be set point Wisconsin.
It was the Libero highlight show, back and forth. Zoe Fleck on one side of the net. Man, oh man, and then Lauren Barnes on the other. Great work by both.
Barnes handles it nicely. Devin Robinson. Boom, go the Badgers. They lead this match 2-0.
Don't want to be serving Barnes. That's too easy. Wisconsin running any offensive pattern they want.
Wisconsin ends on a 6-point Wisconsin. Look, this UCLA team has only been swept 1 time this season. It was by Oregon on November 14th. They know how to battle.
And that was a period when Coach Seeley said, hey, we were lucky when we lost Charity Looper. We actually had her for the Washington weekend. Got a couple of big wins there and put themselves in a position to win a Pac-12 title. But then lost her for the remainder of the conference season. And that was one of those losses without her. Now their best server, most efficient server, coming up to the line right away. They like to get her up early, but we'll see if she has not been able to cause the trouble she usually does. See if she can do better this set. There it is. I would expect more of that from McMay. She caused a lot of trouble in the 2nd round against UCF.
That ace pushes her alone to 3rd place on UCLA's all-time ace list, 178.
And now they're exposing, they bring Jade Dempsey in and they're going to have her pass. That's probably not going to work so well. Nice up by Martin.
Charity Looper, this is what they have tried, using her for one rotation in the front row. Again, she's working back from injury, did not play the entire month of November. Wants a touch on it.
And it would be understandable for her to be rusty. It's been weeks and weeks since she played.
Michael Sealy will pull the challenge card for the second time. They believe there was a touch on this ball. So UCLA will have one challenge left, no matter the outcome, unless we go to a fifth set.
Yeah, that's a tough one to see whether it hit the right side of Dempsey's right forearm.
Oh, it got a pinky.
Ooh, it did look like it got maybe the pinky, maybe the ring finger too. Yeah. 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a touch on that.
Good angle and good challenge by UCLA.
Unfortunately, because we're not using those experimental challenge rules, they're going to lose the challenge and they'll have one remaining. But this should be overturned. Yeah, there
you can even see it there. Yeah, good. 2 good angles. Well, to me, that's clear and convincing evidence. We'll see what the referees decide. So this, you mentioned it before, this is not something that we expected. Charity Looper playing any front row volleyball for the Bruins.
Yeah, after missing an entire month, they had just played her in the back row for those 2 NCAA tournament games, the first and second round. And we talked to Michael Sealy yesterday, and he did not believe that she was going to be able to play in the front row.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon on ABC and the ESPN app, the 5th annual Never Forget Tribute Classic features the 3rd-ranked UConn women, as there is a touch on this ball. So it will be point UCLA. Second game will be UConn men squaring off against St. Bonaventure at 4 Eastern on ESPN2. Dana Retke exploding out of the middle. Loberg is long. Look at UCLA up by 3.
It comes from much better service pressure. Ace by McMay, and then getting him in trouble. Serving Demps. Now Demps, of course, last play in this play, back out of the formation. She's not available to serve.
Point Wisconsin for Grace Loberg off of the touch. Charity Looper, that's just a taste. If you haven't watched UCLA, that's a taste of what Charity Looper brings to the court.
We mentioned it earlier in the show. Wisconsin coach Kelly Sheffield said, you know what, I think she was on a path, the odds-on favorite to be National Freshman of the Year.
Wow.
Leading UCLA to their best Pac-12 start since their title season in 2011.
Alon McCall, they've got a little life in this 3rd set.
Yep. And Coach Sealy talks about how Looper really, you can't replace her with just one person. She does so much for them. So if she's going to be able to continue, they've got to be happy to have, they have to be happy to have her on the floor.
Retke on the slide, tough angle.
You probably need more than just 2 people. Need about 4 people to stop the Hilly-Retke combination on the slide. That's been their bread and butter for 5 years for the Badgers.
Let's go back to it. Zoe Fleck tracks it down. Oh, Charity Looper. And the last time we saw her in 6 rotations was in that Washington, in that Washington match on Halloween, and she was a game changer for them.
She was. That was one of the best matches I've seen them play all season. Washington's a really good team, and Washington was not close to them on that. That was just a easy 3-set win. Even though that put UCLA ahead in the Pac-12 standings, Washington kept winning. UCLA lost a couple, and Washington wins out.
And a Dotson behind the setter. Dotson behind off of 1 foot, no touch, point Wisconsin. And so now Izzy Ashburn steps back. She's a really good server.
I'd like to see UCLA use a little more McMay out of the backcourt. They had her available in that transition.
No touch on the swing from Looper. Wisconsin creeping back.
Yep, Ashburn, is Wisconsin's most efficient server, causing lots of trouble. UCLA adjusts their reception pattern, but they don't get a great pass, and here comes a free ball and another chance for Wisconsin to score.
Joel, the hustle from McCall. Won't be enough. Julia Orjol with the hammer. 4-0 run ties this game.
Boy, it's amazing that these 2 teams are so good, but a 4-point lead can evaporate like that with good serving, disciplined block.
It was a 7-0 run that helped Wisconsin in the first set dominate. Oh, and UCLA was in the net. There's been a couple of costly net violations for UCLA in this match already.
Yeah, that's the killer. When the other team hits the ball out, the point is yours, and then you touch the net.
An ace! Izzy Ashburn! The run continues!
She's showing why she is so good at the service line. That's really the only role that she has, is she comes in to serve. She doesn't stay on the court after that service turn is done. But boy, is she making the most of it, just crushing this responsibility. Of course, I jinx it right there.
Yeah.
But
we'll
still.
Blame that on you, Cart.
Exactly.
Still, it was a 6-0 run.
I'll take the blame,
yeah.
But still, she ran off 6 straight, and they turn a 7-3 deficit into a 9-8 lead.
And to make a deep run in the tournament, you need that kind of depth, that help from your bench, that you can go to them, even for little things.
And most of these coaches would say there are no little things, or another way to say it is the little thing, like Coach Dan Fisher with Pittsburgh, the little things turn into the big, make into the big things.
Right.
So even a service turn alone is all that you would need.
Service error by Looper. That's the 5th service error for UCLA. UCLA has to win this set to extend the match. The winner gets Minnesota in the round of 8, the regional final on Saturday. Shelby Martin trying to dump it, but goes into the net.
So UCLA's been struggling with serve reception. There they have the perfect one, and that just steals some of the life out of the Bruins when they have that serve and can't even run a play.
Mac May's up to 16 kills now. Next closest Bruin has 5.
May is a great night, hitting over 400. But of course, for the match, Wisconsin almost at 400 itself.
And a schmrack. It's got to be fun for Sydney Hilly to set this offense. I mean, pick your poison.
It's fun, but Coach Sheffield also said it's a challenge. She just runs on different timing when she's 6'9". But you got to be impressed with the arm speed she can develop. Most people that tall, it just takes it that long lever a long time to get around.
Service error, Wisconsin.
Nice cover by Orsel.
May with the tip. Sydney Hilly. And Devin Robinson is long. Want to remind you, starting on ESPN News, we'll let you know Washington and Texas. We will get you there as soon as we wrap up things here in Madison. Of course, you can see every match on the ESPN app. Grace Loberg. Loberg fires away again, and Zoe Fleck, she tried, but there's not much you can do with that power.
Loberg says never twice.
Yeah.
Not going to let that happen. Bringing the heat cross court. UCLA now in that trouble rotation, but of course they have a different lineup. They have May on the right and McCall playing in the opposite position. So they get out of that rotation easily. In the first set, they got stuck there, gave up 7 points.
Mac May's serve has gotten the toughest it's been in this third set. McCall on the right pin, long.
That's what happens when you have a Dana Retke at 6'8" and you're thinking, I want to hit cross court, but is she going to be there?
There's a big wall in my way.
So you actually get a little less assertive, and when you do that, the ball goes flying long. It's very impactful to have a strong middle blocker that can create points even though they don't show up on the stat page.
Tied at 14 after the service error.
Nice up by Fleck.
The pancake.
And by Martin.
Charity Looper off the hands of Sydney Hilly. Point stays with UCLA.
See, part of the problem, Courtney, is when you have a long rally and you allow a challenge of any action in that rally, it takes forever to go through it.
Well, okay, so we're being told they're challenging again. They cannot challenge the same thing again.
Yeah, Okay.
So we're being told that they found a different angle and they're going back to look at this. Just doesn't sound right. Once you make the call, that should be the call.
Yeah, and more fundamentally, if you have a long rally, to ask the referees to go through almost all of that rally and look for any of the 5 nets that can happen, it's just, they have to be able to be more specific, I think. It's taking too long. The players get cold when you have a 4 or 5 minute stoppage.
So McMay is over talking to the up official right now. That's why they're holding this decision by the down official. Again, Kelly Sheffield pulled a challenge card. They said they went and reviewed it, left the point with UCLA, and then they went back to the monitor. So now they're saying UCLA was in the net. This is very bizarre. There was a challenge. They went and looked at it. They confirmed the call, gave the point to UCLA, and then went back to the monitor.
And the first referee explained it to McMay. Second referee is explaining it to Coach Seeley. Yeah, I haven't seen that often, that you get a challenge, it gets rejected, they look again, and win the challenge. And then they go into the break at the 15-month mark.
Yeah, so that's what this pause is after that, because they did not take the media timeout with us. They went to the monitor.
Courtney, one of the things we've seen the UCLA hitters been doing probably too much in this match is just tipping to right back to a great defensive player, Sydney Hilly. She is not letting any of those drop. They've got to keep the ball away from her. I'm really impressed with her defense. That's something that any setter can take pride in, and she certainly does. As Kelly Sheffield calls her, the compass of this team. Yeah,
she's had some great serves, too. She's led them on some runs. Her serve was really important in that first set when they went on that 7-0 run.
Yeah.
Sydney Hilly, the 3-time Big Ten setter of the year. A great player for Kelly Sheffield and Wisconsin.
And came here inspired by another great setter who played before, Lauren Carlini, now with our USA team. And so doesn't want to be the next Carlini, and that's not what Sydney Hilly's been doing, but certainly inspired by great setting they've had. You think about all the years, the four seasons with Lauren and the 5 with Hilly. That's a solid, that's exactly a decade with 2 incredibly solid setters.
When she wants to bring out that quick, heavy arm, she does. And right now, she's leading Wisconsin in kills with 9.
Yeah, she's got really good vision. She knows when to take the big swing, when to take something off of it. Another tough serve from Wisconsin.
Lauren Barnes underneath it. Back to the outside of Norjol. Yes, Zoe Fleck. Libero show off on both sides. Double contact there.
Wisconsin was calling for it.
And then the really smart shot from the freshman.
Yeah, so that would be the example of knowing when to take something off it, and she tips it right over for the kill.
UCLA calls timeout. Wisconsin, another scoring run, 4 straight points. They have a 4-point lead. If they win this set, they are moving on to the regional final to face Minnesota. Airing right now over on ESPN News, Washington and Texas are squaring off at Gregory Gym in Austin. We'll get you to that match as soon as we finish with Wisconsin and UCLA. That will be followed by Illinois and Nebraska. This Illinois team upset Kentucky, the defending national champion, in the second round.
And handily, I think one of the games was around 25-10. Illinois really put together one of their best matches of the season. They had a great win in 4 sets at Penn State. Some tough losses, but really impressive that they're catching their rhythm, their best rhythm of the season at the right time.
So UCLA or Wisconsin, whoever wins this match will go on to face Minnesota. If you missed that match earlier, it was intense. It was back and forth. Stephanie Samity, she had a double-double, but there was just something different about her game. It seemed a little bit off. We didn't see that powerful swing consistently from her, but still had that double-double and 4 blocks, and she had her teammates step up. That was huge. Heidi Miabe had 18 kills and hit over 300.
Yeah, and Jenna Winnis also, just the 2 left sides steps up so much. They don't rely on much offense from their middles. Unlike Wisconsin, they get lots of kills from Dana Retke as a middle. They don't get a lot, so they needed left side production, and Minnesota delivered.
You know that. And UCLA will use its 3rd and final challenge to see if there in fact was a touch on this ball. And hey, it's worth the look because you have got to win this set if you're UCLA.
Got to keep the season alive. What hustle by McCall.
Also give Alon McCall a second to breathe after leaping over the bench.
Yeah. That view didn't look.
That looked well over the block.
Well over. Yeah. Well, I'm guessing most coaches would be voting for the experimental rule, especially especially Seeley, because he wouldn't lose much from Mac May in the backcourt. That was a rare swing. They just haven't been passing well enough to set up that route for her on offense.
Charity Looper, if you're just tuning into this match, this 3rd set, UCLA has pushed Wisconsin the most. They started out serving really tough, and a lot of that was Mac May's serve. They've left Charity Looper in the front row for a rotation, which has helped them. She's working back from an injury.
Perfect pass for Wisconsin.
Alon McCall pancake. Oh! Mac May, kill number 18.
Well, it's one of those sets. Every minute there seems. I guess the good news is, without the experimental rule, we'll get to just play straight volleyball after this.
So they're going to look and see if that ball hits the ground. I think it does.
It looks like it's half and half, which means Wisconsin ball. Any part of it touches the floor, then it's a kill for Wisconsin.
This is the 3rd challenge by Wisconsin, so no one has any more challenges unless we go to a 5th set.
You sure about that? They revert a couple of reverse that one challenge.
I'm not sure about that, Karch.
Exactly. They might reverse this one.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, a few minutes ago they went to the monitor and then made the rolling and went back.
Yeah, I think some part of the ball hit the floor.
Yes.
No, I absolutely love the effort that McCall laid out there.
I love her defensive play. Her back row play is phenomenal.
I think there was a match earlier this year against Oregon. She had 28 or 30 digs. I mean, she was just everywhere.
Yeah, she had 28 digs. That's a career high against Oregon earlier this year.
So she's certainly capable of doing that for UCLA, and they're actually getting to play the lineup that they would be preferring to play. It's just that they never got to practice it the last 4 weeks.
Right.
Charity Looper back in the outside position. All right, it hit the floor. That's what we saw.
Point Wisconsin. We were just talking about Sydney Hilly and her all-around game. Here she is behind the service line.
Right to Barnes.
Devin Robinson out of the middle. 21-16 Wisconsin.
That looks like an easy play, but Barnes puts it in the perfect spot. She even moves her setter a little forward, makes it even easier for her to run that offense.
Orzel kept it going, and a double on Schmreck. With force.
Not bad for a player who wasn't really even going to be in the lineup at the start of this season.
No
and
kidding.
Here she is doing such a nice job hitting a cool 400 on the evening.
Schmreck has 5 kills. Orzel is leading Wisconsin with 11. She's serving now.
I like that set.
Loberg. Grace Loberg goes through the block, and Wisconsin needs 2 points. Wisconsin hitting over 450, over 350 in this match. From Yulia Orzel brings up match point. McMay. Hilly goes to Loberg. Free ball back to Wisconsin. Devin Robinson! Regional final, here come the Badgers! They do it with a sweep. They're 8